Opening statements are set to begin Monday in the murder trial of a woman accused of killing her boyfriend, who was a Boston police officer. The story of Karen Reed made national headlines in the winter of 2022 when she was accused of running over Officer John O'Keefe with her SUV. Reed now claims she's being framed. With us now is News Nation's Becker and trial attorney Misty Marris. Ladies, good morning. Great to see you. Caitlin, I'm going to start with you. You followed this case from the very beginning. Bring us up to speed here.
There are a lot of minutia in this case, so I'm going to try to give you the broad strokes so we don't kind of get caught up in this. This case really begins and ends with John O'Keefe. It was his life that was lost in this process. He was the 46-year-old former Boston police officer who ended up being essentially left for dead by someone in the snow in 2022. So prosecutors say what happened was this whole group of people was out for the night. These two were a couple. They were drinking all evening. We have surveillance footage and we have comments from people at bars to kind of lay out exactly how much they were drinking. This whole group decided to go to an after party. Karen and John drove together. I will tell you right now, no one should have been behind a wheel of that car with the amount that these people were drinking that night. That, I think, is kind of indisputable. But essentially what happens is they get to this house, park the car. We have footage of her backing out and leaving essentially without him. He's behind the car, so you don't really see what happens. You don't know if he went in the house.
There's that video.
Here's the video right here. So she does this kind of three-point turn. Prosecutors say they had argued, the relationship was not going well, and that she decided in that moment, once he got out of the car, to kind of mow him down and leave him for dead in the snow. Now, we don't actually see the moment of impact, so we don't know if he was actually hit by the car. He could have gone inside, and so that's where the other side is. But the question is, was he hit by the vehicle? And Karen may have said some pretty troubling things to officers, but she says even if she did, she asked it as a question. Listen to how she lays it out, because it's kind of confusing.
The firefighter said that you said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him.
I said, I hit him. It was preceded by a did and proceeded by a question mark. What I thought could have happened was that did I incapacitate him unwittingly, somehow, and then in his drunkenness, passed out?
Is it possible that you might have hit him unwittingly in your admittedly very large SUV?
No, not possible.
That's kind of where I land, that it does sound like perhaps that could have been what happened, but you're hearing I don't know if you're a My Cousin Vinny fan, but you're hearing I shot the clerk moment where they think it's a declarative sentence. She's saying she was saying it as a question. So that is a big issue there, but that's not it.
Okay. So
there are a lot of questions about framing, a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, so Misty, I'm going to go to you because the judge has put off decisions on a number of key pieces of evidence. DNA evidence will be allowed, however. So talk about the importance of that and why the delay with the other evidence that we're not going to see in court.
This case is really going to be a battle of the experts type case. And that's because so much of the evidence is going to be forensic. It's going to be about what was the cause of death. It's going to be about arguments about whether or not the medical examiner actually conducted this appropriately, whether or not the taillight on Reed's SUV was broken, whether or not the bite marks are consistent with the cause of death. There is going to be so much on that front of forensic evidence, including accident reconstruction at the scene. So you're going to see battle of the experts. The reason that some of the evidentiary decisions have been put off is because the defense is raising what's called a third-party culprit defense. Now, this is exactly what we were just talking about. It's that there was a conspiracy. Their argument is that O'Keefe was in the house. He got into a fight. That the owner's dog actually attacked him during the course of the fight, and that then there was this massive cover-up. And because there was such a close-knit community between those that were at the party and responding law enforcement, there's this huge conspiracy to cover up what happened. Now, that is, as we were just talking about, a conspiracy theory is not evidence. So the judge is actually holding off on some of what can come into the courtroom until evidence is presented through the case to lay the foundation for this argument. So it's actually quite complicated. And to boot, there was also a federal investigation into this case that's going to be key and central. 3,000 pages relating to the federal investigation, which is going to be something the defense wants to bring up. But all of that, there's a pin in it. because the judge wants to see how this unfolds as witnesses begin to testify.
Caitlin, you wanted to respond.
Yeah, so really quick. So this is what the jury is going to have to riddle out, exactly what Misty said there. Karen Reed thinks that the last she saw of him was, she swears, he went in the house and was supposed to text her who was in there. She was going to go inside. She said the last she saw of him was he went in that house, and it is her defense's contention that he got into some fight inside of the house. That's where he got those lacerations, and he was left for dead outside by those people. The people in the house are saying he never made it in. So the jury is going to really have to decide who they believe. Do they believe that he never made it in the house and that he was hit by the car? There was taillight evidence, there's broken glass out there. Or do they believe that he went in the house? And someone in the house, a key player, is Jennifer McCabe. You're going to hear about this all throughout the case. She's heavily involved. She was in the house, and at one point, before we found out he was missing, she Google searched in the middle of the night, how long dead body cold. So some pretty troubling words. There are a lot of layers here. So I'm sure Misty and I will be, there it goes, how long to die in cold. That was looked up, not by Karen Reed, but by someone in the house who never would have known.
Okay.
A lot to break down.
Great job breaking it down, ladies. Thank you so much.